Hello children. In the previous class, we have learned the introduction about different scientists, discovery of microscope and the discovery of the cell. Today's class, we will learn more about the nucleus and diversity in cells and different types of cells. The observation of Robert Brown made a significant contribution for understanding a cell. Among the different parts of the cell, nucleus is well known. It is believed that Phileas, Fontana and many other scientists saw the nucleus in the epidermal cells of the organism. Here the epidermal cell means the outermost layer. But the actual credit goes to Robert Brown, who observed the nucleus in the orchid leaves. He observed a dark spot which is more opaque than the surrounding area of the cell. He observed those dark spots in the adjacent cell of the cell and he called that spot as the nucleus. In the year 1831, see here, there is a lot of gap between the observation of cell to observation of nucleus. Nearly 180 years. It took 180 years to observe the nucleus after observing the cell. Children, I will show the pictures from the book. If you see, this is a plant cell. You can observe the cytoplasm, stomata. Children, you know about the stomata, which helps in the transpiration, means exchange of gases. The dark color line is the cell wall and the spot you are seeing is the nucleus. This is the onion cell in which you can see the cell wall which is thick. If you compare with the plant cell and animal cell, the animal cell have only the cell membrane, whereas the plant cell will contain cell wall along with the cell membrane. And the blue color spot is the nucleus. This is the cheek cell showing the nucleus. You have already seen in our laboratory the onion and cheek cells. Observation of nucleus in the onion peel cell. If you observe the onion peel cell, in the previous class I explained about the cell. If you observe the middle dot is that spot, we call it as nucleus. In this, the cells are rectangular and the nucleus may be towards the peripheral. Whereas in the cheek cell, the cells are not placed together. Means you can see some gap between the cells and the nucleus is present in the center. In the cell not only consists of nucleus, it also consists of many organelles like Golgi complex, mitochondria, ribosomes, lysosomes, etc. Why? Because there are multicellular organisms and unicellular organisms. In the unicellular organisms, the single cell will perform all the activities. So, each cell must require all those organelles. These organelles are suspended in the cytoplasm, which is jelly-like substance, and it is heterogeneous. Why? Because heterogeneous substance means in the organelles will not mix together. The organelles will be suspended in the cytoplasm and perform their activities. Whereas multicellular organisms, each and every cell have its own activity. If you see, for excretion, we need kidney. For circulation of blood, we need heart, etc. Means for the digestion takes place in the stomach. Each and every organ will do its own activity. For observing the nucleus in the onion peel cell, we can do an activity same as the previous class activity. Take the onion peel, take a slide, keep that onion peel on the slide and add a drop of saffronin or methylene blue and keep the cover slip on it. Observe under the microscope. Before observing, just after keeping the cover slip, place a drop of water to remove the excess strain. And observe, if you observe under the microscope, the nucleus will observe in the blue color. Just now I have shown in the textbook. Same as for observing the nucleus in the chick cell, same activity, same as for onion peel. Take a slide, scrap the inner side of the chick, keep it on the slide, keep a drop of saffronin or methylene blue agents and place the cover slip. Keep a drop of water to remove the excess strain and observe under the microscope. Same, the nucleus will observe red or blue in color. If we add saffronin, it gives red color or pink. If you add methylene blue, it gives blue color. Each and in the every organism, depending upon the organism, the size of the cell may vary. Each cell is covered with the outer cell membrane. Whereas in the plant cell, the outer layer is the cell wall. The cytoplasm, the cell is filled with the cytoplasm. Whereas in the animal cell, we don't have cell wall. The outer layer is the only cell membrane. Here the nucleus is also covered with the nuclear membrane. Next, diversity in cell. Just now I have explained about the unicellular, means only the single cell will perform all the actions. Whereas in the multicellular organisms, different organs will perform different activities. can see the pictures just now I have shown, like unicellular unicellular organisms like chlamydomonas, amoeba. Now we will go to the observing cells in the leaf. If you take a piece of grass and cut thin slice and observe under the microscope, we call it as transverse section. If you observe the transverse section of a dicot stem, you can see the outer, I have shown in the picture as A, the labeled as A, which gives the part which shows A is the which gives shape and protection to the stem, and the part label B, which consisting of chlorophyll, which helps in the photosynthesis, and the group C, the label C, which consisting of vascular bundles and helps in the conduction of food and water, and the inner one is the newly forming cells which are halo in structures and helps in to grow the mature cells. Means in the leaf part only you can see different types of cells from A to D. Means there are different types of cells are present in the leaf or stem. Next one we will go to the, if you observe the human cells like neuron cell, bone cell, muscle cells, there are different shapes which consisting of nucleus, which you have seen in the picture. The neuron is elongated cell, whereas the bone cell is the spherical and the muscle cell is the spindle shape. Next, we'll go to the blood cells. You know, the blood cells are two types, WBC and RBCs, means red blood cells and white blood cells. The red blood cells are biconcave in shape. You know about concave and convex shapes, means which protruded inside. Those are disc shape. These blood cells consisting of protein called hemoglobin, which combines with the oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin and helps in the transportation of blood, oxygen to different parts of the body. These red blood cells are produced in the bone marrow of long bones. The lifespan of red blood cells are 120 days. Due to the presence of hemoglobin only, the blood is red in color. Next, if you observe the white blood cells, the main function of white blood cells is to fight against the disease causing germs. These white blood cells are again of two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes, depending upon the presence of granules in the cells. You can see in the picture. These granulocytes are again of basophils, neutrophils and eosinophils. And agranulocytes are again of monocytes and lymphocytes. Depending upon the size and shape, the size of the organisms may vary. If you see the amoeba, which is unicellular organism, it does not have any definite shape. It moves by protruding the pseudopodia. We call it as pseudopodia, which helps in the locomotion, movement, and also engulfing the food. Means to move towards the food and observing the food. The cell membrane helps. The cell membrane is a selective membrane which allows to take some food to absorb the food materials and also to excrete the waste materials. Here the pseudopodia means, pseudo means false and podia means movement. If you see, the smallest cell is of 0.1 to 0.5 micro neurons, and the largest cell is of 90 to 100 centimeters. That is a neuron cell. Yeah, by this we have finished this chapter.